Hello, everyone. This is Will Fault from Protect Thacker Pass. Yesterday, September 15th, Max Wilbert and I received a letter from the Bureau of Land Management stating that they had found us in trespass for 3 structures that were constructed in Thacker Pass as part of the camp. And they are fining us $49,890.13. This is absurd. They are fining us for small disturbances that come nowhere near to the destruction that the world's biggest open pit lithium mine will have in Thacker Pass. The Thacker Pass lithium mine would be an 1,100 acre open pit, 400 feet deep. And the Bureau of Land Management has already permitted this destruction. They've already said that it's okay that they do this. But when we dig a small hole for a pit outhouse, and when we put up 2 pallets around a bucket for another bathroom, and when we construct a simple wind structure that involves steel T-posts with thin plywood boards wired to those T-posts, that kind of disturbance is too much for BLM. So, again, to just restate this plainly, Lithium Nevada Corporation can come in and destroy Thacker Pass by ripping an 1,100 acre, 400 foot deep hole in a beautiful stretch of old growth sagebrush in some of the best remaining greater sage grouse habitat left on Earth, in a place where Paiute ancestors are buried, in a place where a massacre or maybe even 2 massacres took place. BLM will give a permit to that corporation to do that. And they will allow that corporation to make millions and eventually billions of dollars off of that disturbance. But when we build bathrooms for Native elders who come to a sacred site to engage in ceremony and to pray, we get fined $49,890.13. So this is absurd. To give a little bit more background on this, as many of you know, but some of you don't know, Thacker Pass is a very remote location. It's very far from any bathrooms. The closest bathrooms are at a Shell gas station in the town of Orovada, 20 miles away from Thacker Pass. So when Native elders and people with disabilities come to practice their spirituality, practice their religion, engage in prayer and ceremony, they need a place to go to the bathroom. It's not easy for elders or people with disabilities just to go out in the sage. So we built these bathrooms to help elders and people with disabilities use the bathroom when they're in Thacker Pass. All of this is happening after we filed a motion to intervene to join in a lawsuit and to make arguments that the Bureau of Land Management failed to adequately consult Native people and Indian tribes about the sacredness and about the cultural significance of Thacker Pass. So I am a lawyer. I represent the Reno Sparks Indian Colony and Atsa Kudakwa Wanuwu, the people of Red Mountain, in an ongoing lawsuit against BLM for permitting this process. But we filed our first documents to get into that lawsuit at the end of July. And on August 5th is when the Bureau of Land Management came up and gave notice to Max and I that they were investigating us for trespass. So we believe that this is a retaliatory action by the Bureau of Land Management. They must not have very much confidence in their claims if they are resorting to this kind of intimidation. Actually, finding an attorney of record in the case is ethically questionable, but also is clearly an intimidation tactic to put a lot of stress on me while we're still litigating the underlying lawsuit, when the Bureau of Land Management still hasn't compiled all of the administrative record in the case, hasn't included all of the evidence and documents that they've relied upon to make their decision. And while there's some really intensive legal research and writing that the lawyers in this case are engaged in. So we see this as a clearly retaliatory tactic. We see this as a tactic that affects the rights of Native people to practice their religion and practice their spirituality in a sacred place in Thacker Pass. And finally, there's some lessons that we learn about our government through actions like this. And when BLM first started threatening us, I made a little video, a humorous video. Max and I tend to try and respond to these stressful situations with some humor. But there are a few lessons that the Bureau of Land Management has been teaching us all by fining Max and I $49,890.13 for trying to facilitate the ability of elders and people with disabilities to use the bathroom when they practice their spirituality in Thacker Pass. So what are these lessons? First, if you're a corporation, you are allowed to shit all over Thacker Pass. But if you are a Native elder or a person with a disability, you are not allowed to shit in Thacker Pass. Keep in mind that when we're talking about shitting on Thacker Pass, Lithium Nevada's mine is going to create all kinds of pollution, not to mention ripping up 1,100 acres, 400 feet deep. But their mine is going to pollute water for over 300 years. It says right in the environmental impact statement that the water used in this will have elevated levels, dangerous levels of arsenic and antimony for over 300 years. The mine is going to stir up radioactive elements like uranium in the soil. It's going to create all kinds of air pollution. They're going to burn 10,300 gallons of diesel every single day. They're going to be burning sulfuric acid as part of the leaching process. That's going to create all kinds of air pollution, and all of that pollution is going to blow right at the Fort McDermott reservation. So the elders from that reservation who are not allowed to come and use the bathrooms that we constructed in Thacker Pass are going to be suffering from the pollution that Lithium Nevada puts in Thacker Pass. It's another lesson is you're not allowed to dig small holes in Thacker Pass. You can't dig a pit outhouse, but you can dig an 1,100 acre open pit mine. And as long as the waste that you deposit in Thacker Pass is really toxic and dangerous to human health, that's totally fine. But if your waste is just regular old human poop, you're not allowed to deposit that in Thacker Pass. So all of this is totally absurd. The Bureau of Land Management has already permitted Thacker Pass to be destroyed, and they are going to protect Lithium Nevada's ability to make millions of dollars destroying Thacker Pass. But when Native elders need a place to go to the bathroom in Thacker Pass, when we construct these simple structures in Thacker Pass, the Bureau of Land Management is fining us $49,890.13. So $49,890.13 is a lot of money for Max and I. That's not money that we have. We're going to fight this through the Bureau of Land Management's administrative appellate procedures. But I'm not sure how that's going to go. I think that this is all a part of the Bureau of Land Management's efforts to silence the protests that are happening there in Thacker Pass, to silence Native people complaining about the lack of consultation on this mine. And it ultimately is part of an effort to clear us out of there so that they can destroy Thacker Pass. But yeah, we wanted to let you all know that this is happening. I think that I will include a donation link in this. We're confident that our appeal is going to win, but there's no telling in BLM's internal procedures whether they're actually going to listen to reason on this or whether they're going to insist on fining us. And if they do continue to insist on fining us, like I said, that's $49,890. Almost $50,000 is not something that Max and I have, and we'll need help paying that fine if it's ultimately levied against us. So thanks for listening. Thanks for paying attention to the petty stuff that the Bureau of Land Management is engaged in.